It's week 6 of the National Football League, and EA Sports brings you the game of the week. It's the Panthers and the Dolphins, and it comes your way next.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Taken at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So here are the Panthers set to take over for the first time. And Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
They run with a third-year man, Chuba Hubbard. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
Out of the gun, it's Young.
He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
The Dolphins set to go on offense for the first time behind their 25-year-old quarterback, now in his 4th NFL season, Tua Tagovailoa.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their 38. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. That one caught by Tyreek Hill.
He's to the 15.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Dolphins get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game. Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. And Young's throw there incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, but it'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Miami defense. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
Yeah, they just held them to a field goal. So to them, that was an almost complete performance because, you know, when you really shut someone out, that's complete. But that's pretty darn good, isn't it?
Young to throw it. Flushed out right. 20! And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
From the red zone now, Young. Off to Thomas on the left side. Touchdown, Panthers. Ian Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So Miami coming out for their second drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. It's a big play there for Miami. 56 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. So here's a 3rd and 14.
Brings up 3rd and 14.
Now Tua. Well, the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, you know, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. That throw by Young incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now here's Young. Pass taken in by his big tight end, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
This is going to be a corner route to their tight end, and I'll tell you what, it's man coverage, so that makes it hard for a linebacker to stay with it. And he's able to make the catch on the right side of the field and pick up the 1st down.
Young's throw taken in by Chark. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. You talk about this Miami defense. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation of winning that game is sky high. In fact, you'd absolutely be stunned to come away with a loss.
7-7, our score after 1. Panther football to start quarter number 2. As they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. They'll throw again. Young. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
On the move to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes.
Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. How about this? Racing to the end zone. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Let's take a closer look at him. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
They haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And they'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it will set him back for 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Here is Young. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here's Hill on the return. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's Mostert. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Again, it's Mostert. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Raheem Mostert with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-7. Now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he'll go out of bounds, but not before taking this deep into enemy territory down to the 15.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Christian Wilkins there defensively for the stop.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 7.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now a 2nd and 6. Right back to Hubbard. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Hubbard going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. They'll look to run with Hubbard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
This defense is holding strong, but they're going to need 1 more stop, maybe 2 more stops. And where the ball is on the field, the offensive playbook remains wide open. They've got to be alert for anything.
And he's going to ball his way in for a Panther score. Chuba Hubbard taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Panthers are back within a score. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just 1 play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. And here comes Raheem Mostert and the Miami offense. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. On first down, Tagovailoa. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Blowing that play up was Henry Anderson. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the home team who are out in front. Jahan Dotson, a strong performance there. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville, and they've got the lead over the visiting Colts as that one's gone to halftime. 3 touchdown passes there for Trevor Lawrence. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they lead the visiting Saints in that one at halftime. Dameon Pierce with a touchdown run. It was a strong first half from the lefty Tua Tagovailoa. He had a touchdown pass in that first half, helping his guys to a halftime advantage. Final preparations being made for the second half, both in terms of game plan and also hydration, because humidity is really going to catch up to these guys, no doubt. And for the call of the second half, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's Tua. It's Hill, complete. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A give, running right, it's Hubbard.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers, he's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. 2nd down, another chance for Hubbard. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Looking to throw, Young. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Ready? They'll run here with Hubbard.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Hubbard again. They'll fight for the end zone, but they will stop him again. Shy of the goal line. They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape, and that is not going to get it done. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
So Young will head to the sideline, and on is Pinheiro for the Panther field goal. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this 2nd half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. He's got his target. That's complete. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 75. As his guys are able to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Sanders now to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Young to throw it. Thomas brings it in. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line. Meanwhile, Young throw complete there to Thomas. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2nd down and a yard. It'll be Young again. That is caught by Thielen. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
Young will set to throw. Open man, once again it's Thielen. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And he pushes forward, but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. And they'll run again. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Chuba Hubbard with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
So a big play coming for the Panthers. They'll go for 2. The Young's going to throw for this. Steps away. And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, and with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And going deep for Hill. And got his man complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown. Tommy Kelly. 75 yards. And the Dolphins use the big play to extend their 4th quarter
someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Sanders on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
Okay, right? Come on, set. Ready?
Young on first down. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for Carolina. 55 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Here we go.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. The play fake. Now Young. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 23 yards on the play.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Chuba Hubbard taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Panthers have cut it back within a score. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he was really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Looking to pass. Tua. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
Okay, ready?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Cut.
Now Young.
Escaping the pressure right. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
On second down, Young again, eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for Carolina. And even 40 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Young now. Dancing to his left. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. A first down throw for Young. And Thomas has it.
And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Chuba Hubbard.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Panthers have taken a fourth quarter lead. What a game it's been for him in the backfield, Charles, as he pounds it into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, and he hits the end zone one more time, and his blockers cleared all those lanes. Before the snap, they called for the heavy unit, right? 3 tight ends coming on the field, and they got the job done clearing the way.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. So Tua and the Dolphins down by 4, a minute 52 to play. And their 4-game winning streak in great danger.
Hey, get set.
Here's Tua. That's caught by Wilson.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Tua. Pass complete to Allie Cox.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Now left side on the swing pass.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing Tua.
Hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Now Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Now Tua. This is caught by Waddle.
They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Final minute, one timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Troy Hill picks it.
And the Panthers have just about sewn up this football game. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Ready.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
A gain of 14.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Carolina, their strong start to the year continues